Hello, welcome to Soul Searching and Another Paranormal Experience. Today we're going to talk about our investigation at Zombie Road, which is located in Wildwood, Missouri. Zombie Road has been a long-standing urban legend in the state of Missouri, and some people even consider it to be one of the most haunted roads in the country. Today, Zombie Road by the city of Wildwood has been turned into a hiking bike trail. And we got permission to go on it, and we got to be there when it was dark. Let me start with the history of Zombie Road. In the beginning, they believed that it was a trail that was established by the mound builders. They followed this up with the idea because they found Native American artifacts there that have dated back thousands of years. Zombie Road is located on the Merrimack River, and it's located at a part of the Merrimack River where there's something called a ford. And what that is a shallow part in the river where you can, and most of the time, if it's not flooding, you could just walk across. In fact, there are times when you can see like a little sand island out there. So it was a popular spot. It was also a popular spot to hunt, gather flint. So this Native American trail continued on, and it was used by the Missouri, the Osage, and the Shawnee, I believe it was. It was just very popular. Eventually ended up happening is they set up the city of Glencoe. A trading post was established there. That brought in lots of industry. So what happened, because now we have mining, we have lumber, and we have the railroad that's in this area, is that they built a gravel dirt road that would eventually help you get to St. Louis. And that road was called Lawler Ford Road. Let's speed forward to the Civil War era. They believe that this road was used by Confederate spies to travel in and out of the area to get to St. Louis. So the Missouri Guard would watch this road, and there were many bloody battles on this road with the Confederates. And as time went by, after the Civil War, it's still, because of the industry that was there in the city of Glencoe, it spread and it grew. So when you get a big gathering of people like that, of course things are going to happen. There's one recorded death in the area, and it was a lady named Della Hamilton McCullough. She supposedly was hit by a rail car and she died, unfortunately. Also, because of this ford area in the Merrimack River, it was a popular swimming spot. A lot of people had drowned in this area, but it can be a tricky river. It can have those eddies underneath, and it's not unlikely that even though it's shallow, that if you're out there swimming in it, it could swallow you up. On this investigation, what we did is we gathered 6 people and we decided to walk the road all the way down to the end of it. We took our cameras, we took our digital recorders, we had our thermal camera, and we were just going to see if we could gather evidence. Orbs, lots of them, lots of bugs.
I wonder what they are.
You can definitely be able to identify a bug orb. That's for sure.
And the trail, was it like 3 miles long?
Yeah, it was, because it connected, once you got down to the Merrimack River, it connected to another trail. So, but all the Zombie Road, I think, is 2.5 miles or 2.25 miles, but when you add the second trail to it, so you don't have to walk back up the hill, it's about 3 miles. That is what we did walk. We only came across 2 clips that I would say would be considered hard evidence. The rest of it, I think, was personal feelings that people got. We did a lot of role playing because it just became fun walking down the trail, and after I told everybody the history, everybody wanted to just do some role playing. So we were like the Missouri Guard. We're part of the Missouri National Guard, and we're looking for Confederates.
We're gonna fight you.
If there's any Confederate spies on this road. And the road it is absolutely beautiful. Remember, we saw some deer in the woods there. A lot of wildlife. It's absolutely gorgeous. And when it got darker, we had an almost full moon. I believe it was 4 days shy of the full moon, which just helped things. It just lit up the road. Once we got further down the road, we decided to do an EVP session because it had gotten dark and it just seemed like a good spot in the road to do it. Unfortunately, there were no EVPs caught during the session, but what was interesting, and I still question the you know. But sometimes it just will spit out a word, and you just wonder.
Can we see if, what is it, flashlight interaction?
Recluse.
Ooh. What'd you get? Did you get something?
It said recluse. And that made me automatically think about the zombie, because the story of the zombie is this madman that attacks people along the road, where there may have been a crazy looking person that lived in the area, because when everybody eventually left Glencoe area, they abandoned all this area. And I think that's going to draw in homeless people. And so there may have been, like, not a zombie, but, you know, a crazy looking guy. And I doubt he attacked people. Yeah. He probably just scared the teenagers. And that story came in the 50s. And that's why it's called Zombie Road. But getting that response to the recluse, I think that even inspired us to do even more role playing. Mm-hmm. You know, I think our role playing paid off. We did get an EVP while we were pretending to be the Missouri Guard.
Serious shame.
Our
I think it says pushback. What do you think?
I think it sounds like, yeah, that it could be that, but like I don't think it's like a ghost saying it. It just sounds like
it's just, you know, kind of coincidental that we're all marching together, you know,
or like somebody saying like.
I guess, you know, but I thought it was an anomaly, so I thought it was something.
I mean, it's better than having no evidence.
There were only 2 clips of hard evidence. I mean, being outdoors like that, it's really hard to capture evidence. We did get a lot of bug orbs, but those are not ghosts. But I'm an expert on bug orbs now. I mean, it's something that would have been said during the Missouri Guard pushback when we're marching down the road with a prisoner, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't capture a lot of hard evidence. I mean, doing an outside investigation, that's really hard anyway, you know? But the real story of Zombie Road were the experiences. And I think everybody, even you, had some sort of experience, although I think your experiences, you don't classify them as paranormal. But
you were outside at night, like there's gonna be some weird stuff going on, like there's raccoons, there's possums, coyotes, spiders, snakes, a bunch of other wildlife we don't know of.
Well, Zombie Road is known for personal experiences. It's known for apparitions, shadows, voices, screams, footsteps, claustrophobia, feeling watched, feeling followed, seeing satanic rituals, and seeing a madman, which is the zombie. Now, we didn't see the zombie, and we didn't see any satanic rituals. However, I did have some personal experiences. I wasn't creeped out. I'm a camper. I'm outdoors a lot. I've investigated in haunted locations many times, and it takes a lot for me to like get creeped out. There was a first. It's the first time I've ever thought I saw an apparition.
Walking on the other side. It was white. I could have swore I did. And I never see two.
Hold on.
I never have seen a two. It looked like somebody in white walking.
I thought I saw it too.
Did you see it too?
I don't know if I saw that, but
it was like in my periph, and then I turned and I seen it.
I saw something white, but
and you thought you saw it too.
Okay, here's what I thought I saw. Like my mom said she saw somebody walking in white on the side, like our left side, and I said that I thought I saw something white in my peripheral on that side. I didn't say I thought I saw somebody walking.
Well, to me, it looked like it was kind of in my peripheral too. I have to admit that, but it looked like a white thing walking on right down beside us, not on the road, but across the little brook, kind of like in the wooded area, and it looked like it was following us. I've never saw an apparition, and it was out of the corner of my eye, so I can't say 100% it was an apparition, but I think it's really interesting that you saw it too.
What I think it is that like our lights hit like some like rock on the side, and like it's pretty far away. It's like at least like 10-15 feet away to the side of us, because it's on the other side of like a creek on that side. So what I'm thinking is that the reason you thought it looked like it was following us is one, it was in your peripheral, and two, there's something called parallax. Things will move in a different way than what you're moving, so it'll look like it might be following you or that it's moving a different direction or something, but it's just you walking and seeing something in your peripheral.
And you could be absolutely right, because I could not swear 100% that it was an apparition, but I've never had that experience before. But it wasn't the only first. I also felt touched. I've never felt touched on any other investigation.
Oh wow, my head's really a black hole. Maybe a bug? Because like
Yeah, I saw a bug move in front of you. So
like chills out my spine. Are you touching me?
vetting.
I keep getting pelted in the face with balls.
Ooh. Do you normally get pelted in the face with balls? Cause oh.
Are you touching me?
I have felt followed before and watched, and I did. I felt followed and watched on this road. It's there's just no explaining it. It's a personal experience, and it's really something you have to experience on your own. Did you have any feelings of being touched or followed or watched?
No, like I'm not afraid of the dark or being outside at night. So I like.
Well, I'm not either.
Well,
you know?
yeah. So I'm not gonna say that I felt anything like that, and I also didn't feel like that like for ghosts or anything. The only part that I actually felt like maybe like a little uneasy is like I remember there was like a fork in the road, and like one side was railroad and one side was going to like that opening in the field. Mm-hmm. I think there was like that part I felt a little uneasy, but I don't know why. I think it's just like my brain being tired and like, oh my god, it's dark. What if Slender Man or the Rake is out there?
There was a point where I really thought I heard something in the woods. So I don't know, being in the dark.
Maybe a raccoon.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of wildlife there, so it could cause you to think things are happening. Like the touching, maybe it was a bug, but it didn't feel like a bug. The follow and watched, I don't know how to explain that,
Yeah, and that's very, like, anybody could be, like, a little bit paranoid because they're in the dark or something. Like,
I'm used to that.
Not even
I was a Cub Scout leader. We camped.
Okay, even if you're used to it and all that, like, subconsciously you could do that. Like, you cannot control your subconscious. Like,
yeah.
Your body does things that you don't want it to do, and you could just feel watched or followed because your subconscious is like, wow, we're in the dark, and it's scary, and
And we're on Zombie Road, the most haunted road in the country.
And she's expecting something maybe to happen with ghosts or something.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I do think, though, if you do believe in the paranormal, if you go hike this road in the evening, I think you will experience some of these feelings, too, that people for years, I mean, we're talking 1950s, people had these thoughts and feelings about this road. That's why it's so famous and such an urban legend. Because I wasn't the only one who had some personal experiences on this road, George thought he saw a light flash. And Will and George both thought they saw something at the same time.
Yeah.
They went down to investigate it, came back up, empty-handed, but... And then Will, he thought he saw a thing, And George, on several occasions, got weird vibes. So, I wasn't alone. The road is a fun time. Check it out if you can. But don't go there without permission. The road is open to 10 p.m., but double check that because they keep it open late because of the mountain bikers like to take the road. But it's also a road where people are constantly trespassing on it because of its history and, what is supposed to be the haunted road. But you can get a special use pass if you want to experience it overnight. So you can do that if you want. But don't go trespassing on this road. The next thing we did, I believe, was another EVP session. We got back on the road to finish our trail, and once we got down to the river, we caught an EVP.
Can you help us get a cup? Can you help us get a cup? Can you help us get a cup?
So what did you think about that?
It was very faint, and it could have just been, again, somebody breathing out.
Well, I think it said water, and I think that's, was notable simply because we had finally gotten to the river, and it was interesting that we'd pick up something saying water. So I thought it was interesting. Like I said, it's hard to get hard evidence in any outdoor investigation, and I think probably the best you could probably get would be like maybe something on your thermal camera that looks interesting, like an apparition or something.
Yeah. Did we get anything on the thermal camera?
No. I mean, we took a few shots and all that, but it was nothing unusual on it. So after that part, though, what was interesting, we don't have it on camera, but George said, we went to that open field part, remember? He could have swore he saw groups of people off on the distance walking around. We don't have a clip, but that's what he said.
And explanation for that is that your eyes are trying to like compensate for the fact they can't see anything, so things will look like they're moving, and he might interpret that as people, but it's just eyes being eyes. Human eyes are actually not that great in the grand scheme of things.
Especially in the dark, I think.
Yeah, especially in the dark. Our eyes suck. So like, if you see something, might not be a thing. I'm not George though. George could have mega eyes, and I don't even know.
Exactly. Well, overall, though, what'd you think about Zombie Road?
It was fun.
I know, it was a really good time.
It was about a mile too long, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, it did start getting to the point where we were all getting pretty tired. Of course, we were there late.
Also, we had to take turns holding the IR camera because it was so annoying to hold.
It was pretty heavy. And some people were better than others. I think Will got us the best IR footage.
Shouts out to Will.
Exactly. But, it was a lot of fun. And again, I encourage anybody to go check it out, but do it legally. Get your special use permit if you want to be there late at night. Okay, I'm not going to say the road's haunted, but it's definitely a paranormal experience in my mind. Just because I had some first there, the touching and the apparition.
It was like the longest I spent outside in a while, so...
Okay, well, that's about all I got. You got anything?
No, I'm good.
Well, be looking for our next one. It's going to be about the Hat Man story. Yeah, it's a shadow guy, and he's been disturbing this young lady for quite a while, and we found out maybe there were some issues even with her son, and we brought in an expert, Carrie, to come in and do some ceremonies to rid her of it. Well, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe. And like, share, comment, especially on the EVPs. We always, because we could be wrong. We'd love to know what you think it says. Bye.
My res college, because our dorms have res colleges, was a walrus, and we did. Oh,
we just do that.
oh. We are the Walrus cuckoo.
So, any spooky experiences yet?
No, it's really peace.
Any spooky experiences?
No.
Are you spooked, Amaya?
Any spooky experiences?
No.
Any spooky experiences?
Not just yet.
Okay, she's documenting.